Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MK Mobile Tower of Horror equipment review. I'm gonna pull up the old versions of this equipment and then we're gonna compare to the new versions of this equipment and we're gonna see if it's got better or worse. Simple as that. Subscribe for more because this is gonna be wild. I always love when they revamp the gear. Most of the time, overall, it gets better. Especially considering this was the first tower ever, which means that the gear back then wasn't as powerful. So let's find out. Alright, let's begin with Death Rattle. 40% opponent critical hit chance reduction. 20% max health boost. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So before it was pretty much the same. Except it only had 40% opponent critical hit chance reduction. So they added one more thing. And also before, it only had health boost for the Tower of Horror. So now it's damage and health boost. Okay, so this piece just got 2 extra features for sacrificing nothing. So that's a huge win in my book. Bone Claw, 40% basic attack damage boost. Wow, I didn't realize Tower of Horror uncommons used to be such trash. I don't know why. Oh, never mind. I just had the wrong page open. So the Death Rattle used to have Fusion X 50% recovery boost. So now recovery boost was replaced with health boost. Okay, I see. Everything else pretty much stayed the same. I don't know. I just had the wrong site pulled up. So the Bone Claw, what it used to have was 40% basic attack damage boost, and at Fusion X it would be 50% resistance to poison and bleed. Now it's 40% resistance to all dot debuffs. So it just includes fire, because there's only 3. So we went from 50% resistance to poison and bleed to 40% resistance to all debuffs, making it a little bit more versatile, but also a little bit less effective if you specifically targeting bleed or poison. So I feel like it's a pretty fair trade-off. I don't think it got better or worse. Demon Eye. Now this little thing used to have 40% recovery boost and maxed out ability 20% power generation boost. Now it's literally the same. So Demon Eye did not change whatsoever. Alright, let's move to the rare pieces. Witch's Ward. This one was 95 resistance to fire. Got replaced by 30% resistance to all debuffs. So it had 95 resistance to fire. That was so powerful actually. You could, like, with a regular talent tree, you could literally get 100% resistance to fire. Now it's 30% resistance to all debuffs. I kind of like it, though, but we do have other pieces that give you resistance to all debuffs. 30% is nothing groundbreaking. I feel like 95% fire resistance was more useful because there was no other piece offering that. But there is plenty of pieces offering just general resistance. And 30%, it's okay. But even basic rare pieces can give you that. Then the next one was 30% to 50% toughness boost. Got replaced by gain 10% of max power for each debuff resisted by the user. Didn't we have a gear like this before? I feel like it sounds so familiar. I mean, I don't care about toughness. It feels like even developers don't care about toughness. They're replacing every single toughness buff from every piece of gear to something else. So I guess toughness is out. And the maxed ability is now 25% incoming damage reduction when the user is above 1 power of power. I don't see this as a good ability. Before it was 25% power generation boost. Oh man, that is so much better. Okay, my final thoughts. Witch's Ward got nerfed. I think it's worse now than it used to be. They completely ruined this piece. RIP. Meets Cleaver. 30% critical hit chance boost. Used to be the same, okay? Meets Cleaver is tossed at the opponent upon user taken, dealing 50% of damage of base attack. This used to be dealing 500% of its base damage. I don't know what that means and how it translates. I don't know if it got higher or lower because I don't know what base attack means and I don't know what base damage is. I guess there is a formula that translates your attack to damage. It's hard to tell. I feel like it didn't change. They probably made it balanced out. Meat Cleaver deals 30% more damage and applies one of the following debuffs: Blind, Weaken, or Cripple. Before, it used to be Maxed out ability was 100% chance to critically hit. Okay, let's walk through debuffs. Blind, weaken, or cripple. And it's random. I hate this. I hate when they apply random debuff out of 3, which means you cannot build a strategy around it. It's literally playing a lottery, playing Russian roulette. 30% more damage versus always critical. No offense, always critical wins every time. Unless you're playing with 100% critical chance team. I do not think this is a good change. I would rather it always crit, because you can at least build strategies around it. You can max your damage, and then critical just gonna absolutely wreck people. I do not think this is better. It's not much worse, but it's not better. Bloodsucker. So, Bloodsucker used to have 75% of damage done. Basic attack heal for 75% of damage done to opponents affected by bleed. That is no longer here. Now it's 25% regeneration boost. Okay, 25% we had. So this one we had before. Now 40% chance to apply bleed to opponent on special attacks. This is the one that replaced healing from the damage done to opponents who bleed. Do I think this is good? 40% chance to apply bleed on special attack. Yeah, I think being able to apply dots on something you already do, plus power generation, which is a powerful stat. I think it's good. I think it's better than healing from hitting bleeding enemies, because then you'd have to figure out the way to make them bleed in the first place. And maxed out ability used to be 25% damage boost against enemies who bleed. And now it's heal for 5% of max health for each bleed applied or resisted by the opponent. By the opponent? Oh, resisted by the opponent. So when you apply bleed, or whether they resist or not, basically. Okay. For a second, I thought something else. I think this is good. I think this is more, like, it's a better healing. Combine this with the Varmin's Lucky Hat. Apply bleeds on combo enders. Apply bleeds on special attacks. And heal. I think this is an improvement for the piece. This is the only rare piece that I think got better. So far the track record is not great. I feel like more pieces got worse than better. But let's move to the epics. Maybe this is going to be our saving grace. Let's start with a Hellfire Blade. Before it was special attacks apply fire. That apply fire deal 80% bonus damage if the opponent already affected by fire. Now it's users' fire attacks and fire dots deal 80% bonus damage against the opponent. Oh boy. So now there's no condition whether there's on fire or not on fire. It's gonna deal more damage. And also dots. Because before it wasn't, it was just a special attack damage. Wow, that is a huge buff. That is massive. Alright, before, on Tegan apply fire to both the wearer and the opponent, which is dumb. The only person I would use this on is classic Liu Kang. Now, on Tegan, apply fire to both the user and the opponent for 10 seconds. Fire applied to the user gives power instead of draining it. So now this can benefit more characters than just Liu Kang. But you still lose health from the fire, though. But you do gain power, so it's like a little trade-off. I guess you could also use it on a character that could be immune to fire. So this combined with something that gives you immunity, or for example, MK11 with Jade, you could actually heal yourself with fire and gain power. That is actually pretty good. I feel like, once again, both things got improved so far. Yeah, I think this is good. And Fusion X ability was 100% chance to drain 33% power in fire attacks. And now when active user gains power, 35% of it is drained from the opponent. Oh my! Hellfire Blade is now OP, ladies and gentlemen. All three abilities, in my opinion, got better, making this piece, well, maybe not godly, but definitely useful in certain situations, which before it wasn't. Love it. Okay, the epic, number 1, big plus. Let's move to the Wailing Spirit. Now, Wailing Spirit is a pretty powerful piece. Still 50% of opponents max power upon user tagging. Max power! Which means 1.5 bars. That's what it means. That is insane. So what it used to be is on tagging, drain 2 bars of opponent's power. Okay, so it got a little bit less, but let's be honest. 1.5 bars is still plenty. So this one kinda got a little bit nerfed. But it's okay. Let's continue. 100% chance to steal 50% of the enemy's power at the start of the match when equipped on starting character, and now it's 100% chance to obtain slow after performing special 1. What do you mean obtain slow? Does it mean apply slow? Why would you want to obtain slow? You don't want to slow yourself down. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I'm gonna assume it means apply slow after special 1, which is insane. It's very, very powerful. 30% of power stolen from this equipment is distributed to the teammates, and before it was 50% of power drained on tag-in. No, steal 50% of power drained on tag-in. Wait a second! I got everything wrong. Before, it would power drain for 2 bars of power on tag-in, but it would not steal it. Now you steal it. Oh, holy crap, that's a huge buff. Once again, this piece got... It was pretty powerful already. This was probably one of the best pieces from this tower, and it got even better. Applying slow and special 1 is powerful, if that's what it means. Distributing power to the teammates. Holy crap, that is one of the most powerful power pieces in the game. Once again, overall, huge buff in my opinion. So far, we're 2 for 2 for epics. Let's do Living Dead. Oh, this one gives you some life, I think. Once per match, resurrect after being defeated and gain invulnerability and 100% blockable chance for 7 seconds. Now it's resurrect, invulnerability, 100% blockable for 8 seconds. Let's go. So we got 1 extra second. Once again, all of these stats are for maxed out. Obviously, it's going to be lower if it's lower fusion. 25% self-heal on special 2 and below 30% health. So that's the new ability. Before, we had 50% self-heal at the end of special 3. Interesting. So we now heal not from X-ray. We heal half, but we heal from special 2 and only when below 30% health. I don't know if it's better or not. Killing opponent during invulnerability from this equipment grants the additional resurrection? Holy crap, that's insane. So if you are low and your enemy is low, you die first, you kill them right away, you can resurrect again. Before it was apply bleed to opponent when resurrecting. Holy crap, that is so much more powerful. Okay, this one, I feel like some things got nerfed. For example, self-heal on special 2 when below 30% health. Before it was just heal 50% on X-ray, no conditions. I feel like it's better. But then if you give this, there's more characters that spam special 2 than spam X-ray. So before it was only useful in X-ray teams. Now it could be more useful in many teams. Okay, I'm gonna say overall, it got buffed. Probably the least buff out of these 3 so far, but still a buff. And now let's do Represent. I kind of liked Represent. 50% basic attacks unblockable chance. And before it's the same, so this one didn't change. 75% again luck on combo enders, which before was 75% chance to apply curse on combo ender. Holy crap, luck is so much better than curse. I will take this any day of my life. 75% chance to apply team curse on tag in and every 10 seconds while the user is tagged in. What? Before it was 30% critical chance boost. Team curse and basically keep it, probably gonna stay there forever. 10 seconds, almost forever. I think team curse reduces the critical damage, right? From the enemies. Is that powerful? I don't know if curse is that powerful. I would say it's probably about the same, but just changing curse to luck on this combo ender, that's OP. I think it's a buff overall. Wow, okay, so epics got godly. They buffed every single epic in the game. Rares, like overall, I feel like rares stayed about the same, if not a little bit worse. Uncommons got better, I think. So yeah, overall it's a win for Tower of Horror. I cannot wait for it to come out so we can enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments, what do you think is the best piece in this entire tower? I feel like Wailing Spirit is, like, just for the amount of power that it can generate and power drain and power steal. Power is everything in this game. So I think Wailing Spirit is going to take the crown as the best piece in this tower. But let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, subscribe for more content, and cannot wait for the update tomorrow. Goodbye.